Welcome to Rockmommy Talks. Today we have Jessie May, a mother and a metal performer, singer and guitarist and bass player with the band Turkey Vulture, which she shares with her spouse. Thank you for being with us today, Jessie.
Hi, thank you for having me, Marisa.
Let's get right into it. So you have a brand new book. Can you tell us about it and tell us your inspiration for it?
Yes. So I wrote a book for kids. It's called The Wheel of the Year, An Introduction to Pagan Holidays. Um, it's for like upper elementary, middle grade readers. And it goes through the Wheel of the Year holidays. There's 8 of them. Ostara is coming up next at the time of this interview, the spring equinox. And I actually started writing this book in 2020. I got the idea for it because by day I'm a school librarian and I was having trouble finding some like appropriate neutral books that would fit in a school library setting about this topic. And I'm happy to say that in the time that I've been writing it, like more resources have come out, which is awesome. And I'm really happy to be finished with it 6 years later. I didn't realize it would take this long.
Well, yeah, you have 2 young children that you're raising too, so that might have.
Oh yeah, I started writing this before I had children. Then I had a couple kids. I got another college degree. Had life.
That's so cool because I've seen you write. You've written a couple of finance books for millennials and money and metalheads. What is it? Can you please tell me the name of your last
Uh,
book?
it's a long name. If I could go back, it would be a shorter name. But it's called Money Hacks for Metalheads and Old Millennials. And there's the first one, and then there's a second edition that has some additional information and a chapter on parenting or
This is
money
interesting
and
because
parenthood. I shouldn't say parenting.
money and parenthood.
Yeah.
No. It's an important chapter, important transition for sure. So this one is more like it deals with traditions, with spirituality, with you know how you can raise the next generation. What family traditions did you grow up with?
I grew up in a Catholic family. Um, at different times, we didn't go to church very often, and then at other times we did. But I did get my first communion and confirmation in the Catholic Church. So yeah, Saint Anthony is my confirmation saint, and I still pray to him.
Oh, nice. So, how did you sort of discover your newfound interest in paganism and pagan traditions, and which eventually like deepened?
hmm Um, I think I started to find out more about it in college through some friends who were, practicing witchcraft or interested in paganism as well. Actually, one of the people who I interviewed for the book is my former college roommate, Nicole, and she would have a Mabon potluck, and that was one of my first introductions to it. Also, my friends Jill and Juliana, who I did interview as sources about how magic works. They were a couple people I met in college who introduced me to it. I think at first I got into like reading tarot cards and reflecting with those, and just over the years I learned um, more about modern pagan traditions, and started to get more interested in it. And then even the process of writing this book kind of deepened my interest in it because I was doing all this research and learning more about it. And it was a long time; it was 6 years. So I'd say that
Yeah.
I know a lot more about the different practices now that I did 6 years ago. Not necessarily that I'm practicing all of them, but it's just a really interesting topic, and there's a lot of ways to do it. It's not one size fits all. It's a spiritual practice that can be very personalized.
So, who did you write this book for? What do you hope they take away from it?
I wrote it for school kids in the school library. I was
She
hoping
said
to
it's
get
a
it
library.
traditionally published and into the school libraries, but I'm
That's
working on getting
interesting
it.
timing, considering there's a little bit of divisiveness about what books should be in school libraries.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm still working on the school library part, but I believe that my local public library is going to add it to the Read Local collection. So I at least got it into a public library. But I want kids who maybe their families have these practices to feel like their beliefs or their family's beliefs are represented in the library, because I got a lot of holiday books in there, but I don't have holiday books about these holidays right now. Hi, we're doing an interview. So we're talking about practices. Yeah,
Can you tell us
yeah,
about something?
yeah. That's Marisa. Remember Marisa from the
Hi.
coffee shop?
Can you tell us something fun that you do that maybe you wrote about in this book with your
Well,
kids?
let's see. I tried to show the kids kid tarot cards one time, and they thought I was getting them cars.
Hi.
And they were really disappointed that I wasn't like giving them Matchbox cars, and they were like, "What is this?" Maybe we'll try again in a couple of years. But you guys gotta go to bed.
All right, come on.
You gotta go to bed.
Bedtime.
Yeah.
Can you?
We're gonna have a conversation with your mommy, and
Yeah,
then
I'll be right up in a
right
few
in.
minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Bye.
love it. I love it.
They're so good.
Well, this
No,
is really great. And yeah. So, all good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real life. But a lot of the pagan spiritual practices I've done are by myself, or more informal things with friends. Like one of my friends likes to host like new moon circles, and we used to do that a couple times a year. So not super formal. I have went to like literally one formal celebration, and that was for Maybon, and I brought my kids. And it was really fun. They seemed to like it. I mean, I think that same as, if I was bringing them to church, like, they're at the age they're a little squirrely. But I think they found it interesting, and I want there to be a book in the library about that. Like, oh, this is something my family does, or this is something my mom does, or, it's something we do together. We had a family dinner for Yule this year with chicken chili. I don't think that's a traditional Yule dish, but so I'm trying to like make these more of family traditions and not just something that I do like by myself.
Yeah.
So we're working on that. I was trying to tell the boys about Samhain and how it's the same day as Halloween, and it's a special holiday to think about the people who came before us, and they were like, I just want it to be Halloween. I'm like, okay.
That's fair. They're
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So how is your family of origin feeling about this?
Well, my mom actually likes the book a lot, and she said it was life affirming, and I was like, thanks, Ma.
That's a cool mom who's just like, you do you, girl.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I think, there's some older family members that I probably wouldn't discuss it with, just because I don't feel like they would be open-minded to it, or they might feel like it would exclude other beliefs, where, like, from my end and from the end of many people who practice paganism or witchcraft, it doesn't have to exclude other beliefs, but the other beliefs don't always feel that way. So, like, my children are baptized Methodists. I got married to my husband in a Methodist church. I run their purple pantry, their pantry box sign-up genius. And I go there sometimes. Like, I still think about Jesus, and I haven't excluded those beliefs from my life. But I've also added these practices and beliefs. So
That's so cool. So can we talk? So I don't want to digress too much, but I do, since it is the season of spring with equinox upon us, and I'm sorry, what did you call it again? You said there's
Ostara.
Ostara. It's so funny because I always call everything the equinox, and I always thought
Yeah,
that
I mean, it is. It's
a
a
way to
spring.
say it. What are you doing musically these days?
Musically, I'm playing out solo more. Actually, tomorrow night when you guys are playing at Toad's Place. And Turkey Vulture, I think, is actually going to have band practice this weekend. And we have a couple new songs in the works that hopefully we will share this year. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we are so excited about your new book. Please, if you'd hold it up again for everybody who's been who's tuning in. Wheel of the Year. Love it. Good luck to you, Jessie, and thank you so much for coming on Rockmommy Talks today.
Thanks for talking with me.